Catherine the Great was born Sophie of Anhalt-Zerbst in 1729. Her birthplace was Stettin, a town in Prussia. Young Sophie's childhood was not luxurious. She was, however, well educated. Her intelligence and curiosity were evident from a young age. In 1744, Sophie embarked on a journey to Russia. She was to meet Peter, the heir to the Russian throne. This meeting was a turning point in her life. It was orchestrated to secure a strong alliance for Russia. Sophie converted to Russian Orthodoxy and took the name Catherine. This demonstrated her commitment to her new homeland. Her ambition and adaptability were already becoming clear. The stage was set for Catherine to leave her mark on history. Catherine's marriage to Peter in 1745 was a union of convenience, not of love. Peter was immature and often cruel. He showed little interest in Catherine or in his duties as future Tsar. Catherine, on the other hand, was intelligent and ambitious. She immersed herself in Russian culture and language. The early years of Catherine's marriage were marked by loneliness and frustration. She sought solace in her studies and in the company of intellectuals. Her intelligence and charm won her admirers at court. However, her position remained precarious. She was a foreigner in a court rife with intrigue and danger. Catherine's unhappiness in her marriage was an open secret. Peter's behavior became increasingly erratic. He openly flaunted his mistresses. Catherine, aware of the fragility of her position, had to tread carefully. She knew that her future depended on securing her own power base. In 1762, after only 6 months on the throne, Peter III's reign came to an abrupt end. Catherine, with the support of key military figures and influential nobles, seized power in a bloodless coup. Peter was forced to abdicate. He died shortly afterward under mysterious circumstances. Catherine's ascension to the throne marked the beginning of a new era for Russia. She was now Empress Catherine II, but she would come to be known as Catherine the Great. Her intelligence, ambition, and political acumen were undeniable. She quickly consolidated her power and set about implementing her vision for a stronger, more modern Russia. Catherine was determined to rule in her own right. She understood the importance of projecting an image of strength and stability. She cultivated relationships with powerful nobles and military leaders, ensuring their loyalty. Catherine also recognized the importance of winning the support of the Russian Orthodox Church. Catherine the Great is often remembered as an enlightened ruler. She corresponded with leading European thinkers, including Voltaire and Diderot. She embraced the ideals of the Enlightenment, such as reason, progress, and education. She sought to implement these ideals in Russia through a series of reforms. One of Catherine's most significant undertakings was the convening of a legislative commission in 1767. This commission was tasked with reviewing and codifying Russian law. Catherine presented the commission with her own document, which outlined her vision for a more just and humane legal system. Catherine's reforms, however, faced significant obstacles. The Russian nobility resisted any attempts to curtail their privileges. The vast majority of Russians were serfs, tied to the land and subject to the whims of their landlords. Catherine, while recognizing the injustices of serfdom, was unwilling to risk alienating the powerful landowning class by abolishing it outright. Section 5. Expanding the Russian Empire. Catherine the Great was a formidable ruler with a keen eye on expanding Russia's borders. During her reign, Russia engaged in a series of successful military campaigns. These campaigns secured Russia's position as a major European power. Catherine's expansionist policies, however, came at a cost. They led to significant loss of life and fueled resentment among Russia's neighbors. One of Catherine's most notable military victories was the annexation of Crimea in 1783. This strategically important peninsula on the Black Sea had long been a target of Russian expansion. Catherine's success in securing Crimea was a major coup for Russia. It significantly increased Russian influence in the region. Catherine's military campaigns extended Russia's borders southward to the Black Sea, westward into Poland, and eastward into Siberia. She sought to secure warm water ports for Russian trade and to establish Russia as a dominant power in Eastern Europe. Her reign marked a period of significant territorial expansion for Russia. Section 6. The shadow of Pugachev's rebellion. In 1773, Catherine the Great's reign faced a serious challenge in the form of Pugachev's rebellion. Yemelyan Pugachev, a Cossack claiming to be Catherine's deceased husband, Peter III, led a massive uprising of peasants, serfs, and Cossacks. The rebellion shook the Russian Empire to its core, exposing the deep social and economic divisions within Russian society. Pugachev's rebellion was fueled by widespread discontent among the peasantry. They suffered under the burden of heavy taxation and forced labor. Pugachev promised them freedom from oppression, land, and equality. His message resonated with the desperate and disaffected, who joined his ranks in droves. Catherine, initially dismissive of the uprising, soon realized the gravity of the threat posed by Pugachev. She mobilized her forces to crush the rebellion. The rebellion was brutally suppressed, and Pugachev was captured and executed. The rebellion left a lasting mark on Catherine's reign. It served as a stark reminder of the fragility of her power and the potential for unrest in her vast empire. Section 7. A Golden Age of Russian Culture. Catherine the Great was a passionate patron of the arts and sciences. Her reign is often considered a golden age of Russian culture. She recognized the importance of education and culture in elevating Russia's standing in Europe. Catherine's patronage led to a flourishing of literature, art, and architecture. Catherine was a voracious reader and corresponded with some of the leading Enlightenment thinkers of her day. She amassed a vast library, which formed the basis of the Russian National Library. Catherine also founded the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, which housed her extensive art collection and became one of the world's greatest museums. Under Catherine's rule, Russian literature flourished. Writers such as Mikhail Lomonosov and Denis von Vizin produced important works of poetry, drama, and prose. Catherine herself was a prolific writer, penning plays, memoirs, and essays. She actively promoted the use of the Russian language and encouraged the development of a distinct Russian literary tradition. Section 8. Behind the Myths. Catherine's personal life. Catherine the Great's personal life has been the subject of much speculation and sensationalism. Her numerous love affairs, often with younger men, have been the source of both scandal and fascination. However, it is important to view Catherine's personal life within the context of her time and her role as a powerful female ruler in a male-dominated world. Catherine's relationships were not simply about romantic love. They were also about political alliances and securing her power base. Her lovers often played important roles in her government and military. They were her confidants and advisors, as well as her romantic partners. Catherine's detractors used her personal life to discredit her and undermine her authority. They spread rumors and gossip, portraying her as a nymphomaniac and a ruthless manipulator. While Catherine certainly enjoyed the company of men, it is important to remember that she was also a shrewd and calculating ruler who always put the interests of Russia first. Section 9. The Legacy of an Empress. Catherine the Great died in 1796, leaving behind a complex and contradictory legacy. She was a woman of great intellect and ambition who transformed Russia into a major European power. She was a reformer who embraced Enlightenment ideals, but also ruled with an iron fist. She was a patron of the arts and sciences who presided over a golden age of Russian culture. Catherine's reign was marked by both progress and brutality. She expanded Russia's borders through aggressive military campaigns, often at a terrible human cost. She implemented reforms that improved the lives of some Russians, while others, particularly the serfs, continued to suffer under oppression. Catherine's legacy is still debated today. She remains a controversial figure, admired by some for her strength, intelligence, and vision, while criticized by others for her ruthlessness and her failure to address the deep-seated social and economic problems that plagued Russia. Despite the controversies, there is no doubt that Catherine the Great left an indelible mark on Russia's history.